Welcome to today's webinar, The Success Journey for Your Online Business. This is a very carefully chosen title. We're going to break down what do we mean by success, the journey, your and online business. We're going to break this down for you as well. Now, there are 5 different routes that we're going to be discussing. The routes are service provider, i.e. video editing or website design or funnel design or graphic design, a coach, if you're a business coach, mindset coach, personal trainer, relationship coach, things like that. If you're an affiliate marketer, promoting other people's products and wanting to get a commission when a sale is made. A digital product creator, meaning you create your own online course, writing an ebook, or selling templates, or even master reseller rights or private label rights. That will be under that category. And a membership site owner, i.e. running a membership for like-minded people or creating a subscription service or product as well. If you are one of those categories, either existing or you're interested in having that type of a scenario or the type of a business, then this training is for you. And note that you can also be all of them, or you could be a combination of them, okay? So that's what we're gonna cover in today's training. Now, let's get it out of the way. This is a webinar. Why am I selling, or what am I selling? This is very straightforward. I have a membership, $27 a month, $197 a year. We're not going to talk about that almost at all whatsoever in this training. You'll be able to scan the QR code or go to eran.link/plus if you want to check it out. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so you can do that at the end if you're interested. Otherwise, we're going to dive straight into training. It's going to be 100% educational. There's not going to be any pitch, no slides on pitch or anything like that. I just wanted to get this out of the way so I can have your full attention. So there are 6 stages required to go from idea to making a living online, whether it's passive and or recurring or a combination of them. We're going to go over those. So stage 1, newbie. I'm not a techie. I don't know what I want to do. I just want to know I want to make money. I was hoping to earn some extra income. Things like that. When you're just in that mode where you're like, I would like that, then this is kind of the stage that you're at. The second stage is the idea stage, i.e., okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to create a course? Do I want to do affiliate marketing? Do I want to coach people? Do I want to be a service provider? What do I want to do? That's stage number 2. The third stage is the focused stage, where you're actually doubling down on something that you have chosen that you're going to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that exactly as well. And that's the focus stage. This is probably the most difficult stage. A lot of people are stuck in the idea stage, jumping from one idea to another. The focus stage is where people really struggle. We're going to dive into that and give you some tips on how to solve that. The one-on-one stage goes hand in glove with the focus stage because this is where you're really just working with customers. Productizing is where you're actually creating digital products and transitioning to be able to monetize with other things that are not dependent on your time. And finally, automations and systems, where you are stepping away or having a lot more digital assets in place and systems in place that do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So now, let's go back to this title, The Success Journey for Your Online Business. If we were to break down this title, the first thing we got to do is success. What does success actually look like to you? This is really important. Is it to allow you to travel the world, make extra income, leave an inheritance for your kids, make a living to support your family fully, teach your kids some new skills that you want them to have, quit your corporate job? I can tell you that I have worked with people and everybody has their reason. Everybody has their why. And that's really step 0 for you, is figure out what is that emotional reason. What is your why? What drives you? What is the reason you want to do this, right? This is a lot of work. Why do you want to do this, okay? So what does success look like to you? Now, this is probably something that a lot of you are able to answer, right? If you already know the answer to that question, feel free to write your answer in the comments. I would love to know, what does success look like to you? What is your why? What drives you? Why are you even here? Why are you doing this? Why are you paying attention to this dude streaming on YouTube or Facebook to learn about building an online business? Why? I want you to get clear on that and share that with me because I really want to know what that looks like to you. That's the emotional aspect. That's what gets you out of bed, right? The logical side of this, and this is your step one, which is your first action step, is what does success look like to you? Is you got to set your goals and quantify your progress through numbers. Okay? And the action step for you is to basically outline. And this is what I would do if I was getting started. If I'm coaching anybody and starting from scratch, they're coming to me, they're like, Eran, I want some help to start an online business. I'm like, great, how much do you need to make? They'll give me some rough number. Oh, 10 grand. Okay, why 10 grand? I don't know, it just sounds like a good number. Okay, great. So let's list out your debts, your liabilities, your recurring expenses, your subscriptions and memberships, any seasonal expenses, Christmas, birthdays, things like that, minus your monthly income if you've got different income sources. And of course, list out some luxury expenses. What are some nice to haves, right? For me, a nice to have is go and watch soccer games in, foreign countries. I just fly to a place and watch a soccer game. You know what I mean? It's a luxury expense, So that's, everybody has that extra thing as well. But outline and get clarity on that. Now, there's a really important reason why you want to do this as well. You want to do this particular action exercise and action steps because right now, if you open your email inbox, you are probably being bombarded with all sorts of things that are taking your attention. For example, you might be being told how to start a side hustle and earn your first $5,000 a month, how to earn your first $1,000 with email marketing, how to create your first coaching program and make your first 10K month, how to earn $100,000 a year. All this stuff is freaking garbage. Just ignore it all. This is all marketing hype and it's all way to get you hooked. Forget about all of that. You got to look at your specific situation, where you are at in the world, where you are at with your familial situation and all that stuff, and actually outline this, okay? Now, there is no such thing as overnight success. Your success will come in stages. Now, you already know that. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here. So you want to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Now, if we were to break down what are the specific stages to get there, whether it's a course creator, membership site owner, freelancer, affiliate marketer, or a coach, what does the steps look like? Now, I can actually do a complete training session on every single one of these points, right? I can really break it down for each one of these independently. But I'm going to make your life a lot easier, and I'm going to break it up in a way which is really 3 simple steps and the 3 core aspects that are applicable to any one of these businesses. Number 1, your offer. You got to think about what is the something of value that you're offering that solves a problem to your ideal customer. Plus traffic. Your ideal customer, their attention, and getting their attention to look at your offer and gain their trust that you can be the one to solve their problem. Okay, traffic can also be a different word for audience. Offer plus audience. And that, doing those 2 things right, will end up in result, sales and results. Because it's not just about sales. It's not just about making money. It's about delivering results. The customer is trusting you with their money, and then you deliver on your promise. So this is what it looks like to you. What are you selling? Why are you selling it? And what is your price point? Who are you selling it to? And where are you finding them? And 3, how are you delivering the product or service? Those are the 3 core aspects that matter, that you need to, jolt down. And, this is really the key points. Okay. Now, you need to be able to articulate those 3 things because this will become your guide to forming your content, your marketing strategy, your sales strategy, your lead generation strategy. This will become the core pillars for your Facebook profile, for your Instagram profile, for video content, for your website, your landing page, your social media content, your Facebook group, your audio content, if you're doing podcasts, your email marketing, your lead magnet, all of that. Those three things are going to end up being the overarching strategy for all of these things. So, what does success look like to you? Step 2, which is the action step. This is something that you should do if you haven't done that already, and that's to brainstorm and outline, do a brain dump. What is your idea for a business? Who do you serve? What problem do you solve for them? How do you help them? What are you selling? What price points? How are you getting their attention? What do you offer for free to get their attention? Every one of these things, you should be doing a brain dump. Now, there's other questions you can come up with as well. The point is to, like, when you're in that idea stage, you want to do a brain dump of everything that you are trying to do. And this is also applicable when you are already an existing business owner and you want to launch something new. When I am launching a new membership, a new service, I am brainstorming. This is a brainstorming step. So now we've covered newbie. I'm not a techie. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to make money, but I don't know where to start. The brainstorming start. And now we're going to talk about the parts which most people struggle, which is the focus stage, and also the one-on-one stage. Before I go into that, I really need to go over a 4-step framework to be more productive. And this is a 4-step framework that I use consistently. If you've been following me for a while, I've been harping about this framework for years. Almost every training that I do, I refer back to this because this is really the foundational mindset that I have in how I operate. And step 1 is eliminate, automate, systemize, and outsource. Now, let's talk about what that actually looks like and what does it actually mean. Eliminate is about getting rid of unnecessary tasks, unnecessary distractions, and focus on what you need. For example, focus on finding more customers, focus on creating great products, focusing on automating processes. The next part, automate. Using technology to make things smoother so you don't have to manually do things on your own. Now, here's a classic example for automating. I am currently recording a live stream. I'm doing this live on YouTube. I'm doing this on Facebook. This is being streamed live. I'm using technology to make things easier for me instead of me having to explain things to you. If I am going to go through all the people who are watching this right now, there's going to be hundreds of people watching this. Imagine me having to go through these slides one by one, by one, by one, by one. That is the whole point of automating, is you're recording it once and then other people can watch it. That's why you have replays. That's why you have videos. That's the whole point of doing that. Same thing with the slides. I created slides 3 years ago, which gave me a starting point for the webinar today, which the whole point is to be able to use these assets to make technology easier for you, to automate things. The third aspect is systemize, which is creating systems and processes that are very organized for you to get way more done. For example, these slides would not have been possible to put together in the time that it took me, which is roughly 4 to 5 hours, I would say, give or take. It would have taken me probably 40 hours if I did it from scratch. But because I have created templates in my membership for other people to use, for me to use, because I've hired graphic designers to help me create content, because I have saved things in folders to make my life easier in Canva, all of those things are systems to make my life easier. And the last thing is outsource. This is where you hire people to actually assist you and also building a team. So that's the 4-step framework. Now let's go through stage number 3, which is the focused stage. Now, there are really 3 things that matter, like I told you. Creating and perfecting your offer, making yourself known and getting customers, and then delivering a great service to your customers. This circle is what you should be doing. If you're not spending 80% of your time doing this, you are truly wasting your time, and you need to eliminate the things that you're currently doing which are not necessary, because I guarantee you are. Maybe it's distractions, maybe it's shiny objects, whatever it is, you need to get rid of it. That is where your focus should be. Now, realize that at this point, you might be somebody who has no or few customers, you have no or few leads, you have no or few or small email list, you have no or few testimonials, you have no or very little website funnel landing pages, you don't have much. And the reality is, even if you went through the process I told you earlier with outlining your business idea and all that stuff, the reality is you still don't have a complete, clear understanding of what it is you're doing. And that's okay. The point is you're getting started, and you'll figure it out and improve on that. So those are the things that you're going to be to do. Creating and perfecting your offer, making yourself known, and delivering excellent service to your customer. Rinse and repeat one after the other, after the other, after the other, over and over and over and over. Now, we said we're going to discuss 5 routes. So right now, I'm going to reveal to you the exact step-by-step process for a service provider, if you are a freelancer of some sort, which is absolutely my favorite way to start a business, by the way, if you have no experience. If you're not a coach, if you don't have some expertise, if you don't know what the hell you're doing yet online, this is by far, in my opinion, the best way. Now, it's not the only way. There are many other people who've had success. To me, that is the surest way to find success and start as a service provider, as a digital service provider. And the second thing is a coach. You might have some expertise, then absolutely coaching is great as well. I'm going to show you the exact blueprint for those 2 routes right now. Here is the blueprint. Get a skill that you can use to serve others, a skill that someone would be willing to pay for. Maybe it's coaching, maybe it's video editing, whatever it is, okay? Give you a really easy example, right? I have spent 4 to 5 hours putting together these slides. This is a skill that I have learned over the years on putting together slides. If somebody wants me to put together slides for their webinar, I could do that. That is a skill. I can make a list of 100 different skills that you can do online that will be incredible and people will be willing to pay for. So that is the first thing. The second thing, make yourself known to your immediate circle and start marketing your new service or skill. Don't worry, I have more details on that soon as well. Get your first client. I really should have this highlighted and in big font, taking over the entire slide. This get your first client. Action step number one, get your first client. Do an incredible job delivering the service. When you're done, request a testimonial and or a referral. Step 6, learn from the experience and pay attention to what you can improve to optimize. Did you enjoy working with that client? Could you have been more efficient? Was your communication as fast as it could have been? Was your delivery done the right way? Did you do your preparation the right way? Could you have done the job faster? Could you have done the job better? All of these things, learn from that experience. Based on that experience, you want to use this knowledge to get a second client. And then you continue to get in front of other people's audiences to get your next clients. And you just go through this process over and over and over and over and over. Now, for affiliate marketers, here's the blueprint for the focused stage. If you go on YouTube, Eran Bucai Affiliate Marketing Free Course, you will find this 1-hour training on affiliate marketing That is the blueprint to follow for affiliate marketing. And there is also an affiliate marketing podcast with additional content, and there is also an affiliate marketing challenge as well. That's the blueprint for that. There's only so much I can accomplish in today's session, so bear with me. Some things I'm just going to have to give you the resources to check out separately. Finding customers. You might be thinking, okay, Eran, how do I find customers? I have done an extremely comprehensive training on this topic, 1 hour and 37 minutes, with slides similar to this, very detailed, no fluff, no hype. This is the blueprint for finding customers. If you watch this video and you take action, you'll find customers if you're working online. Eran.link/traffic PDF will have a recap with all the additional resources I have about finding customers and things along these lines that I talked about that and so on, so you can check that out as well. Those 2 trainings that I just shared with you is all available on YouTube. Now, let's take a little bit of a step back here. The success journey for your online business. Success journey, your online business. I want you to enjoy the journey, okay? Because it is a journey. This is not a get rich quick. I feel like it's so cliche, but I even have to say this. Like I shouldn't have to say it, but people actually, even though they don't say they believe it, they act like they believe it, right? And so I'm repeating it. This is not a get rich quick. This is not quick. This is not fast. This is not easy. This is freaking hard. Now, for you to persevere for the journey, because it is a journey, you want to do certain things to make this journey as enjoyable as possible. You want to enjoy the process. Because if you don't enjoy the process, you're going to give up. Now, you can figure out how to enjoy the process by following this 4-step process. Prioritize and eliminate. Automate parts that are boring. Outsourcing things you don't want to do. And systemize things that you don't want to do. That's how you enjoy the journey. Moreover, I want to take you through a little quadrant called the Delegation quadrant. Now, I would love to give somebody credit for this, and if I knew who it is, I would give them credit. I'm actually not sure. I have a feeling it's a girl called Anna, just some girl on Instagram, and she's got like an agency, if I remember correctly. And I saw it on a story that she had. She was posting a story of her doing some coaching session or something like that. Like she was like, and I took a screenshot of a slide. Now, when I took the screenshot, I just took the slide screenshot. So I'm not 100%, but if my memory serves me right, that's where I got it from. So I want to give a little bit of credit as well. Now, that's the thing, right? The delegation quadrant is really why you need to focus on generating more revenue. This is my statement, right? This stuff, this is her exact replicate of her slide. Zone of genius, what are you good at and what do you enjoy doing? Zone of expansion, what are you bad at and what do you enjoy doing? Zone of delegation, what are you good at and what do you hate doing? Zone of drain, what are you bad at, what do you hate doing? Does that resonate with anybody? Now, here's the thing. To enjoy the journey, you gotta be at this stage. You gotta be at your zone of genius. You gotta do something you're good at, something you enjoy doing. One of the reasons I do live streams on YouTube like this, as opposed to doing a webinar on Zoom, is because I've done webinars on Zoom where I've got a bunch of people on it. I don't enjoy it as much. I don't know why. I prefer YouTube streaming like this. It's just more enjoyable for me. The slides, I haven't outsourced it. Why haven't I outsourced it? Could I? Yes. To be honest, I enjoy putting together the slides. It gets me in the zone. So by the time I come here and I'm with you live, I'm freaking in the zone and I'm like, I'm focused. I know what I'm delivering. I know what I'm doing. And I feel confident about what I'm going into. If I'm getting someone else's slides and I didn't finish them off on my own, I just don't have that, clarity, right? So what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? I still, right now, talk to people on Messenger. Even an hour before this webinar, I was chatting to people on Messenger, kind of going back and forth, stuff like that. I enjoy meeting new people, right? So what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Okay. Now, there are three key lessons I learned in my years working online that I want to share with you about this aspect and about my framework. The first thing is that most of your to-do list right now is a complete and utter waste of time. Okay? It really is. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but whatever it is you had planned to do today, chances are it's a waste of time. Okay? And this is hard to admit, hard to confront, hard to realize how true that is. But I know that there are only certain things that matter. And those things is what you should be focusing on. The second thing that I learned is that software and automations are so much cheaper than people. Meaning, I could spend X amount of time to get something done. But if I set up an automation, it is cheaper to do than spending my time on it. And the same goes for hiring other people. So if I can save time for me or save time for my team or having to hire a team in part, automation and software, even though it does cost money, it is so much cheaper. So much cheaper. And I can give you example after example after example after example of things that maybe I paid $40 for example, but the return on it is so astronomical by comparison that I'll keep paying that $40 every single month just because it just makes sense. And the third thing is that you hire people to set up a system or follow one. If you're hiring just for the sake of hiring because, oh, I don't like to do marketing, let me hire somebody, you're missing the whole point. Because unless they're setting up a system or they plug into some sort of a system, then it doesn't make any sense. And the only way for you to know how that works, the only way for you to know, well, hang on, what is that system? What does that look like? Is if you go through those individual stages that I told you, which is the focus stage and the one-on-one stage. Those two stages, unless you go through that, you won't even know what system to put together. Now, I'm going to give you a real example of how I've implemented that. Very, very simple. An offer, traffic, sales, and results. This is what I do. I look at identifying the problem of my ideal customer. What is their zone of drain? What are they bad at? And what do they hate doing? Right? I bet you a lot of you are going to be able to answer that, right? Because you're going to see this list and you're going to nod. You're going to be like, yeah, absolutely, right? Here's the problems that my people are experiencing. And I bet you would have experienced one of these. And I want you to leave in a comment which one of these resonates with you. Problem number one, what software do you use? Overwhelm of choices. Number two, techie integrations. Domain name, DNS records, DMARC records. What the hell is all this acronyms, right? Connecting the pieces, huge problem. How did the page flow? You know, as a consumer, you know, as somebody that buys something, you're watching somebody on Instagram, and then you leave a comment on their Instagram, and then you get a DM, and it's got a link. Then you click on it, and then you go to a page, and then on the page, you enter the name and email, and then it takes you to a page with a video, and then the video tells you to go to your email, and then you go to your email, and you see an email there, and then you click on the email, and it goes to a webinar, and you watch the webinar, and you listen for an hour, and then you buy. And you're like, how visually you're being, funneled through a process, but how do you connect the pieces for yourself? How do you, now that you've seen how it works in real life, you know it works, right? How do you then implement that? This is a huge problem that I know my people experience. Another thing is shiny object syndrome, getting distracted, buying things nonstop, consuming things nonstop. And the last thing, which I'm very passionate about, is losing money. Investing in high-ticket courses, investing in high-ticket coaching programs, buying into business opportunities with little to no results. Those are the problems that I seek to resolve with what I do. Then I think about, okay, how could I solve that? I provide tech tutorials. I provide training videos. I provide website templates to save you time, Canva templates to help you with your marketing. I give you checklists, step-by-step checklists to follow. I do group calls, group live streams, Zoom calls, and I have asynchronous conversations to give tech support and coaching guidance. That's how I solve those problems, which is what you see in my membership as an example. So now, let's take another little step back here and talk about the success journey for your online business. And I want to focus on this very specific word here. And that word is your. Your. Why? Because your journey, where you are right now, is different to where I am. You might be watching this and you'll be like, oh, Eran, this is great. I'm going to hire VAs now. Or I'm going to start my own tech support membership. Or I'll start a templates membership. Or I'll do live stream on YouTube as well. I'll do no. Your journey is your journey. Start with where you are at. You have no idea what to do. Map out your goals, crunch your numbers, then brain dump your ideas, then figure out which one to focus on, then go get your first customer. That's the journey. Don't look at someone else. Don't look at me. Don't look at any other gurus out there, any other marketers, any other millionaires, billionaires, Instagram influencers. That's not your journey. And this is something that goes back to the 4-step framework that I talked about as well. When you look at the 4-step framework that I'm talking about as well, one of the first things that I do when I eliminate is I unfollow people that don't make me feel good. Now, maybe they're very successful and they have great advice, but sometimes I catch myself, and maybe this is on me, right? I catch myself comparing myself to them, right? And that can frustrate me because I'm like, well, freaking hell, I wish I was this level. I unfollow these people right away, because if that's causing a negative emotion for me, it's not serving me well. You got to eliminate that out of your life. So now, 6 stages required to go from idea to making a living online, passive and or recurring income. We talked about the newbie stage, the idea stage, the focus stage, and the one-on-one stage. Now we're going to dive into a little bit the productizing and the automation stage. This is different things that you can do, different types of digital products or services that you can do, which are essentially productizing your knowledge, which is very applicable to this particular step of step number 5. You can write an ebook, publish an ebook, create an online course, start a membership, develop a software, create and sell templates, transition to group coaching. Now, I want to remind you, when I first launched this membership, my original membership, I launched it and I did a similar webinar and I was showing these particular points. And at the time, all I had was icons like this, okay? Now I have a little bit more to show for it. At the time, I didn't have a book. I didn't have an online course. I was at the time starting a membership, obviously, but I didn't actually have one yet. I didn't have any templates to sell, and I didn't have a software company. Now I have all of these. I've got a book on Amazon. You can go to eran.link/guide. You'll be able to get it there. I've got a dozen online courses. I've got a membership with, hundreds of members. I've got a templates membership, both Canva and System.io and email templates, extensive library. And I have a software company called confettipage.com as well. And this is why I'm really excited about this slide, is because when I was teaching this and going over this 3 years ago, it was true, but theoretical. Now I'm like, okay, guys, here it is. Like, bang on, right? That's why I was so excited about going through this slides and putting this together, because I've kind of proven to myself this process freaking works. It's a lot of work, okay? It is a lot of work, but I'm pretty confident I could serve people to be able to accomplish this. Now, there's a couple other things. Digital product creator and membership site owner. And there's only so much time that we can cover, obviously. But I did want to give you something on this. If you go to my YouTube channel and you search Eran Bucai 11K in 7 days, you will see my blueprint, a case study, a launch process for launching a membership from A to Z. And I've got 2 versions of the same webinar, the same training. One of them is 30 minutes long. The other one is 2.5 hours long. This is way more detailed, but this is still extremely detailed. And it takes you through the before, during, and after of this entire launch. Now, step number 6 of the stages, in reality, it's really what I told you already. Eliminate, automate, systemize, outsource. That is the systems, that is the process. That's what I follow day in and day out. When this webinar is finished, as an example, I am going to take the video. I'm going to turn it over to a video editor in my project management. I'm going to tell her what parts to chop. And then that will become a video on the homepage of my membership sales page. That is what I had planned in advance. That is an example of automation and systems. This is something that you continually do. It does not really ever stop. So, to recap, 6 stages required to go from idea to making a living online, passive and or recurring income. A newbie, I'm not a techie. I don't know what I'm selling. How does this online thing work? What is affiliate marketing? How can I create my own course? What is a membership? When you're like, I've got no idea what's going on, that's the stage you're at. I was there in 2016, 2017. I was there. I know what it's like. It's not pleasant to be in that stage when you are so clueless and you have no guidance. And the only guidance you can find online costs a freaking arm and a leg, okay? Which is where I was. That's what most people end up at, is they end up being, an easy target for that type of a scenario. Second stage is the idea stage. The idea stage is all about brainstorming. What is it that you want to do? What are you looking to set up? What is the business you want to have? Who do you want to serve? What are you passionate about? Doing a brain dump on all that. And not only that, getting clarity on your goals, getting clarity on your financial goals. What does it actually look like? All of that is a very important part of the journey. Because without that clarity, you're going to end up chasing shiny object after shiny object after shiny object. The third stage is the focus stage, where you are doubling down on the 3 things that matter: your offer, your audience building, and your sales and fulfillment. That's it. It's all you're going to focus on. And the one-on-one stage is where you'll be talking to people, getting feedback. Those 2 steps really go hand in glove. And then we've got productizing, digital products, group coaching, membership, software, etc. And automation is a system, which is scaling, creating systems, processes, all that stuff. Now, every step of the way requires utilizing software to get things done. My membership content, my ongoing support, my templates, my guides, and the education is the solution to implementing these stages, using software to get to whatever it is you define as success faster. And you can see the journey right here. I'm not a techie, idea stage, business focus, one-on-one stage, productizing, and systems. And I do that by providing community and group calls, providing tech support and asynchronous conversations, and templates, guides, courses, and workshops to be able to accomplish things, learning things, and so on. All right, so to remind you, this is my membership, $197 a year or $27 a month. I do not have any high ticket course upsells, not now, not later. I do not have any high ticket coaching upsells, not now, not later. I do not believe in marketing hype. I give it to you straight. This is freaking hard. If you think it's going to be easy, don't even bother starting. It's going to be hard. Okay. I do not use AI generated content for my stuff or PLR. I do use different things to help me, but my content is original. Everything I've taught you today, everything I've shared with you is all based on my experience having go through. And I provide hands-on tech support, community, live support, templates and implementation guides, and practical advice to grow your business. So, the success journey for your online business. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you.